Hi, Disneylanders, and with special needs and other guests. Um, my name is Ashley Jones, coming at you with another video. Today is now March 17th, 2021. Um, this video is going to be a little different today and probably for the future because now, in order for me to make better video quality, I am now starting to use scripts for the first time. And other people are now telling me different topics that they would like me to start using for suggestions. So if you have any topics or suggestions that you would like me to cover on this channel, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below. First of all, I would also like to say, if you could please, if you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and click the bell icon on my page to get notified when I make another video. I forgot to mention that before because even though I have made quite a few videos now, I just have forgotten to say to click the bell icon too, or else you could be missing out on my videos. So we don't want that now. So, diving in today, I would also like to say thank you again to so many people who have been watching the videos, liking, and even for the few that have been commenting on the videos. So, sorry, I'm looking down real quick. I was looking at my script. First topic we're officially going to cover today in this part of the video is about my least and favorite restaurants at the Disneyland Resort, including those at Disneyland, Downtown Disney District, and Disney California Adventure. Okay, so my favorite of all restaurants, I would have to say, at Disneyland would most likely be the Plaza Inn. The Plaza Inn has been in Disneyland since 1955. So it's an original and a Walt Disney favorite. In fact, next to, I believe, the Carnation Cafe, it is Walt Disney's one of his most personable favorite restaurants. The Carnation Cafe was a buffet service, breakfast, and I believe dinner option. I'm not sure if it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or just breakfast and dinner. But when me and a friend went to Disneyland, we ate at the Minnie Mouse character breakfast for Christmas. The Minnie Mouse character breakfast was great. It had a lot of different choices, like different kinds of eggs, meat, fruit, and many choices for like juices, coffee, and water, among other specialties. So if you would like to go to that restaurant, it is on Main Street, USA, and it is awesome. My second favorite restaurant at Disneyland is, and these are going to be top 5 for each of them. My top, so this is going from favorite to, well, not least favorite, but just the ones I rank high to low. Number 4 on the list of favorite places for Disneyland to eat would be in Toontown, USA, as I call it, or Toontown. Mickey's Toontown is so little and it's so underrated. It is, for me, the most underrated land in Disneyland. People don't give it enough credit. It is also before Galaxy's Edge was put in. It was the newest land until Galaxy's Edge was put in to Disneyland. Toontown was opened in the early 1990s. Since then, it really has not changed a lot. Until that is with the new ride that's coming called Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. But we're just talking about food in this case. So my number 4 list is going to be called Pluto's Doghouse. Pluto's Doghouse is a great place to eat for families and families with kids or the young at heart. The food is actually incredible there. They serve hot dogs and even a turkey hot dog. The next restaurant I really love in Toontown, so my number 3 top pick for the Disneyland Resort is called Daisy's Diner. Daisy's Diner serves pepperoni pizza personal size, and it also serves cheese pizza personal size. They're actually very big for big personal size pizza options. They also have sodas, water, and milks in all of those locations. So if you're thirsty, you will get what you need to stay hydrated in the parks. The pizza is so good, in fact, that I rave about it to everybody. My number 2 on the list takes us to a little place called on Main Street called the Coca-Cola Refreshment Corner. The Coca-Cola Refreshment Corner, I believe, was also a restaurant put in 1955 through 1956. Correct me if I'm wrong, Disneylanders with special needs. I would like your insight if I'm wrong. The Coca-Cola Refreshment Corner serves lots of good hot dogs. It serves chili hot dogs. I believe, I could be wrong, but there might be a turkey dog now there. There are sodas and other drinks, and there might even be salads. The number 2 on my list is going to be really surprising to some, but it is actually gonna be called being one of the worst for me because of the food options, and it's very rich to me, is the Red Rose Tavern. It's Beauty and the Beast themed, and when I went there, the food for me was very rich, including something called, for dessert, called the gray stuff, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, but it has some kind of gray frosting-like stuff on it, and it's got, like, raspberry filling on it. It is so rich, in fact, because of the stomach condition I have that I told you about in one of the other videos, it really hurt my stomach. So if you have food sensitivities, problems with rich food, and other ingredients like that, including raspberries, because they could be very acidic, I would kind of pass this one up. Because even though people seem to really be fond of the gray stuff, it's not for those with food sensitivity, so don't hurt yourself. Not worth going to the restroom all the time with an upset stomach. My number one for the Disneyland list, and being what I wouldn't really recommend to eat, is going to shock some people again. It's going to actually be, and I'm trying to remember the actual name of the restaurant. So, it's called Hungry Bear Restaurant. It is not too far from the areas around where Critter Country is. The Hungry Bear Restaurant serves chicken sandwiches, and different options, including drinks that everybody would like, non-alcoholic. All of the drinks are non-alcoholic over there. The problem is, if you don't ask for your sandwich or your other chicken dishes the right way, they have a lot of pepper all over them. Now, that normally may not be a problem for a lot of people. But for people with food sensitivities like me, having too much pepper seasoning all over the chicken products and other dishes is a surefire way to make mine and other people's stomachs very upset. And I have to say, after I ate there, I wasn't really feeling that good for about 45 minutes. I'll be totally honest with you that I had to take 2 Imodium after I ate. So make sure you always keep over-the-counter stomach relief with you. I recommend the Imodium, but you can bring what you know works for you really well. Please just remember to be careful about what you're eating. And let's go on to the next list. So the rating scale, again, this time for Downtown Disney District, is going to be my favorite. And number 1 down the list is going to be maybe not my favorite, but nothing of these is bad. It's just my personal preference. So number 5, my absolute favorite in Downtown Disney District is Goofy's Kitchen. Goofy's Kitchen is pretty much right in or right near the Disneyland Hotel in Downtown Disney District. Anybody can eat there that is visiting the Downtown Disney District. You do not need to be a member staying at the hotel for the Disneyland Hotel. The Goofy's Kitchen food items are incredible. They are buffet style, but it is so much better than a normal buffet. But they also have some very unique options that some people may think are kind of odd. My favorite food options were, it's called, instead of macaroni and cheese, it's called Goofaroni and cheese. Goofy's House Specialty Mac and Cheese. The mac and cheese is very creamy, and it is very, very good. Nothing overpowering, and it's just really, really good. I also enjoyed the different kinds of dessert pizzas they had. They had a peanut butter and jelly pizza, which to you might sound really odd or even disgusting, but it's not. It's just peanut butter and jelly on a dessert pizza crust. Now, of course, I said peanut butter, right? Make sure you don't eat this if you have a peanut allergy, because we don't want our guests experiencing peanut allergies of any kind or having to go to the hospital or anything. We want our guests to be safe. So please watch and look at ingredients and find out about food allergies before you eat anything. Another thing I really like to eat there is when I would get some of the, I don't know if they have them all the time, but the last time we were at Goofy's Kitchen, they had some chicken nuggets that were actually some of the best I ever had. They were really, really breaded really well, and they had a lot of white chicken meat inside, and they were not hard or too chewy. So number 4, and going off of the Goofy's Kitchen list, and I'm now really having trouble remembering some of the names of the restaurants. So actually, instead of talking any more about downtown Disney District, I do remember another place I went now, and it's actually a chain that you'll know anywhere around your typical part of the neighborhood. Number 4 is Jamba Juice, or Jamba as it's called now. Jamba serves tons of different smoothies, including custom ones that you can customize for yourself. And now you can put different kind of milks if you are lactose intolerant or have other dairy allergies. Almond milk, coconut milk, soy milk, you name it, they have it now. They also serve snacks like pretzels, like the soft pretzels. I've seen cake pops before, and I've also seen salad bowls starting to come in. People really are getting into salad bowls. Personally, some of them look really good, but some also just look like that they're not going to be too tasty. I'm personally getting more used to different salad bowls and salad dishes, but some people with special needs are notoriously picky about certain food items. This may be you, so just be careful. My number 3 on the list is actually going to be the, I forgot the name of it again. So, when this brain fade starts happening, I may have to abandon a topic and come back later to it in another video. So excuse me for having a brain block. So now I'm just going to go into California Adventure and try to name as many as I can, even if I cannot name 5. So, my best and favorite eating area at Disney's California Adventure theme park is, I can't remember the name of the actual restaurant, so people with special needs and other subscribers, please help me name the establishment of this restaurant. It has also a little mini sourdough bread factory tour. And when you want to order food, you could get soup in bread bowls, lots of different kinds, including one I would not eat because I don't like fish, but they do have clam chowder in bread bowls. So if you really like that preference, then go ahead and get it. It's just not me. The next one that I liked was the loaded baked potato and cheddar. It was excellent. The loaded baked potato and cheddar was not too rich. It was thick and creamy, and it had really good amount of bacon bits and cheese in it. It also had celery chunks, like cut up, and the celery was not overbearing, but I actually love celery. So, those who may not like celery may actually end up liking it after this. Now, the other thing they have there on occasion, and I've seen it being done, is like a beer-based cheesy soup. Remember, when beer is put into something that is cooked, it loses its alcohol content, so you cannot get drunk off of it. On the other hand, the beer might make some people's stomachs a little bit upset if they're not used to it or its taste. So please be careful when consuming any of these dishes that you know that you may not like or may have sensitivities to it. This next part for me is going to be very interesting because it's going to be the Angry Dogs the little Angry Dog stand that's in the new Inside Out area in California Adventure. It's not too far from what is now called Pixar Pier, and it is on Pixar Pier. But in the Inside Out newer area, based on the movie Inside Out. Angry Dogs is a hot dog stand with many kinds of different hot dogs, including spicy hot dogs, which I would never do, because I do not like spicy food. One, I'm not good with the heat factors of spicy foods. And two, because of my sensitive stomach, I cannot really eat spicy food. So, the other one on my list, number 2, is gonna have to probably be, there's this new little cookie stand called, based on the Incredibles movie. It's got a weird name, and are you ready for it? It's called Jack Jack's Cookie Num Nums. It's a very bizarre but cute and funny name. Jack Jack is the baby that has superpowers starting out in the Incredibles franchise of movies. Jack Jack is a super baby that they didn't realize had superpowers till later. He's got cookies over there in this little stand. Many different kinds of cookies, including frosted options and many other kinds. I personally just thought the prices were a little bit high. When I was there, I paid like about $7 for a really big chocolate chip cookie. And it had a lot of chocolate chips on it, but it was just very expensive to what I think a cookie should be. I know they're big, but I don't think it really justifies the price. I know things are more expensive at Disney parks. I think they should take it down a notch, though. Subscribe and leave your comments about what you think of some of the prices at the Disneyland Resort restaurants, and be honest about your opinions. What would you like to see taken down a notch? And what prices do you think are just okay? The last one on the list of actually not being the worst, but not being on my top tier, and California Adventure is going to be getting the World of Color dining packages that are special that you can purchase. So you could get preferred viewing for the show Disney's World of Color. The World of Color dining package was awesome in many ways, but it was also very, very expensive because it's a full dining package, including preferred viewing. The other thing that is a problem is that the food comes like in some little like boxes you can carry or bags back to your tables and benches to wait for the show to start. The issue was that when I finally got my food for the preferred dining option, because they had us waiting in a line for so long to go sit, the food was great, but it was a little bit not as warm as it was starting out. I had a burger, and I think I had a salad and a soda with it. The burger was just a little bit cold. So, it may not be your best option or in your price range to do the preferred dining for the World of Color show. So that's California Adventure food options ranked worst, best to worst. But that's all I can think of for that topic for now. Sorry, my camera moved. I have to adjust it. The other thing that now we're going to talk about, and sorry for looking at my script again, so just hold on a second. Oh, okay. This is one of the biggest topics that we will cover in the series. Packing lists. Packing lists for Disneyland and California Adventure, Downtown Disney, and your Disney or non-Disney hotel stays. If you are staying in a Disney or non-Disney style affordable hotel or the main ones that are very expensive, packing lists can vary between families and individuals, but there are some things you should never, ever forget. 1. No matter what time of year, you should always carry sunscreen of the right SPF for you. SPF, for those with special needs that don't know what SPF stands for, it stands for Sun Protection Factor. Sun Protection Factor is based on how much protection the sunscreen gives you overall, and you might be able to not, apply as much sunscreen with higher factors quite as often, depending on your skin tone. Now, as I told you in other videos, my skin is pretty much as fair as it's gonna get. When I look at myself, I kind of look like a ghost. I am so white that it is like impossible for me to tan, and I always get burned no matter what at different places. The beach, I got burnt to a crisp a few years ago. I thought I had applied enough sunscreen, and obviously I didn't. I still got burnt. on my face, my hands even, my arms, and my neck and back. So please be careful because you don't want your vacation to be ruined by a nasty sunburn that most likely will be almost debilitating. The other thing you cannot forget to pack is if you wear glasses, do not forget to pack a lot of lens cleaning wipes, a lens cloth, eyeglass cases for one or more pairs of glasses that you have. If you have extra glasses too, take them with you. You never know when you're going to need your extra pair of glasses, just in case something happens to your first pair. I have 2 pairs of glasses officially that are prescription, and I need them to see all the time. As I said in the other videos, I have an eye condition known as strabismus, and I also have a little bit of astigmatism. My eyes, unfortunately, will never be perfect. So if anybody is just like me or with a different eye condition, do not forget your eyeglasses, or you just may not be able to see that well during your trip. That won't be very fun for you. My next do not forget items for the packing lists are cell phones and cell phone chargers. I always try to keep my original charger for my current model for my cell phone. The last phone I had before I switched again was a LG K40. Actually, before I take that back, the last one I had was actually trying to remember it for you. Actually, it was LG G8X Thin Q. It was an okay phone, but it really didn't stay charged all that long. And it was, the charger kind of wore out kind of quickly a couple times. So I always recommend with that kind of phone to always have another original cell phone charger, or as best as you can get. The new phone I have, on the other hand, is a Samsung Galaxy S20 FE 5G. It is a great phone and I highly recommend it. On the other hand, depending on which phone you have, you also must carry, in my opinion, a power bank. A power bank, including those made by brands like I have, from a funny name called Pocket Juice, it's a power bank with a plug you can put into the wall, or a power strip, and it also has a place where you could plug into a what's the name of it? I'm trying to think of the term. So sorry for this. You can tell I'm not very tech savvy. It's like a power port inside the power bank. You plug it into your phone to where you need to charge it. Make sure your power bank is charged up all of the way by the time you get into the park. And when you need to take it into the parks if you're staying again. You do not want your phone dying inside the parks or at the downtown Disney district, because if you need something, including those problems with emergency situations, you need to make sure your cell phone is still able to work and be usable for you. Don't let your phone go under, I would say 40% is the maximum. Because if you do, most likely your phone is not going to work as well as it did. So don't make the mistake of letting your phone battery get too low. The thing I also never forget when I go to Disneyland and the Disneyland Resort is all my medications that I take every day and every night. Now, I'm on a lot of medications, and maybe not a lot of people are on a lot of meds, even those with special needs. I will be totally honest as much as possible without giving the wrong or too much information. I have allergies, and that's why I sound really nasally to people. I take Claritin D every day. I take a 2,000 milligrams actually per day, but 1,000 milligrams in the morning and before I go to bed of my seizure medication, because up till 2 years ago, I was having some seizures. So, knock on wood, I have not had one for 2 years, and I've been very happy. The other thing I have to take because of my stomach problems is a probiotic. A probiotic helps balance the healthy bacteria in your gut and makes it so you can process food much better. It also can provide immune support. So I'd recommend to actually take a probiotic with you in many ways, because the probiotics help keep you balanced. Almost everybody should be on a probiotic at one point, unless you really don't need it. But it's pretty rare that people don't need to take probiotics and even vitamins. That's another topic. I do have to take vitamins over the counter because I do have a low immune system. I used to get everything under the sun from everybody. You name it, I got it. Especially in school and around kids. I was a special needs teacher's aide when I worked at my schools. Either volunteer or being paid. Kids with special needs, especially younger ones, may not have as much ability to do a lot of hygiene things to help themselves, or they may just have some trouble. They may also have respiratory issues and not realize that if they touch you sometimes, you might, get sick because of that. Also, I would recommend to carry hand sanitizer and or hand sanitizer wipes. The problem is a lot of people don't realize how dirty different surfaces are, including in your own hands, metal and wooden surfaces, and just about anything. Even dining room tables, outside tables, and also train and plane tables and surfaces. When I have to take the GOAT line, like I said in part 1, to Union Station, I always make sure I carry wipes and hand sanitizer. I wipe down the tray tables, and I wipe down my hands, And I also wipe down any doors or chairs that I touch and get up off of. I know that sounds like overkill, but it's not. Anything you can do to keep yourself healthy is huge. Do not underestimate the power of cleaning surfaces around you and yourself. Now, if that sounds like something you would do, leave a comment down below and tell me how you prepare to travel and stay clean and healthy. I'd like to remind you now that I'm more into a video again. Please comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for future and current videos. I need your help with all of these things because without you Disneylanders with special needs, this channel would exist, but it would not be popular. And it would not get the amount of views it needs to survive. So the next topic, and I have to look at my script again. Okay, the next list is going to be about banned items at the Disneyland Resort. So this covers all of the areas of the Disneyland Resort. Okay, as far as I know, and people can correct me if I'm wrong, so comment down below if I'm wrong about this. Smoking at the hotels of the Disneyland Resort most likely is now banned as well. Correct me if I'm wrong again, but all smoking, including e-cigarettes, regular cigarettes, marijuana, and any kind of products about tobacco and marijuana is now strictly forbidden to use anywhere on Disneyland Resort property. Up until, I guess, maybe a few years ago now, it was okay to go into designated smoking areas in the resorts. Now, all of the resorts are smoke-free. I am so happy about that, and people can, make comments, but don't be negative about this to me. And there's once again, no bullying, negative comments, mean, saying I'm going over the top with these topics. Because I have really bad allergies to cigarette smoke and marijuana use. I also don't really support the thing known as vaping, because it is not healthier for you at all. You're still blowing smoke, no matter what you want to call it. So, it is banned throughout the Disneyland Resort and Downtown Disney District. So, if you are caught trying to smoke in those areas, you will either be told to leave or put it out. No exceptions. You might even just be told that if you don't comply, most likely you could be told you have to throw your items away, give it to, I don't know if they do this, maybe give it to somebody that works there, or just leave. So sadly, those are your options for those who smoke. There's no getting around it anymore. Another item which is really banned, and for good reasons, no matter what your views on are about them, selfie sticks. Selfie sticks have been banned at the Disneyland Resort because they can cause blocking of other people's videos, people to get hit by them, objects that can get hit by them, and even ride dangers, and damage to attractions or people. The other thing that is banned is strollers over a certain height and width. Wagons of any kind are not allowed at the Disneyland resort. Another thing that is going to be big for people that you may not realize is the reason wagons are not allowed, and many parents do like the wagons, is because wagons are typically very big, but they just cause a lot of blocking and traffic. I know this seems strange, but once you go into the theme parks, you'll understand why they banned them. Or you may have a different opinion about them. Say it in the comments below. This is a place where everybody can comment but not be too negative about, topics that we've covered. Now, if anybody can also name some of the things that they think should be, banned inside the theme parks, is, totally welcome to say it down below as well. The next item that is banned for everybody at all Disney resorts is Heelys or shoes with wheels. Sorry for people that like Heelys and wheeled shoes. They are not allowed at the Disney resorts of any of the Disney resorts. Not even if you take the wheels out of them. They will still know that they are Heelys brand or the wheeled shoe brands, so they will not let you go with those in the park. You will have to leave them behind or go back to your car and hope you have other shoes. Because you better, because if they find your Heelys or your other wheeled shoes, you will not be permitted to bring them in. And sorry, there's no walking around your socks or barefoot at the Disney resorts. So please be careful about that. Another big no-no thing at the Disneyland resort is no bringing the ashes of your loved ones. Yes, unbelievably, people have been caught smuggling the ashes of their loved ones into the Disney theme parks for years. People have spread their ashes in different Disney rides, but especially Pirates of the Caribbean and the Haunted Mansion. Why? Because they think it's okay to make their loved ones' wishes come true, I guess, even though they're deceased and in an urn or box. Sadly, if you are caught spreading the ashes of your loved ones at the Disney resorts, your loved one will not be going back home with you, unfortunately. They will be put into what's called a HEPA vacuum, or HEPA for short. It cleans up ashes and other debris that is deemed unsafe for people to breathe in or be around. So don't try to spread your loved one's ashes, folks. It's happened and it's never going to end well. You will also be banned from entering the theme parks most likely for the rest of the day, a week, a month, or even the rest of your life. Don't do it. Not worth it. The other thing that is starting to become controversial is there is no protesting allowed at the Disneyland resorts. Nobody wants you to come with your, fancy banners or anything and cause a fuss inside the theme parks. You are there to actually have fun, be civil to people, and not to cause any ruckuses or fights. If you are caught also selling items, which is never allowed at Disney parks without permission, unless you are a Disney seller or have anything to do with the Disney theme parks, you cannot sell anything to anybody. Also, you are not allowed to bring in noisemakers. For those with special needs and other people that don't understand what I'm talking about, a noisemaker can mean many things. A kazoo, one of those loud whistles, a penny whistle, a train whistle, or even, something as loud as one of those old little toy plastic trumpets and other instruments. Megaphones especially. Never allowed. If you are caught with those items, they have a right, I believe, to confiscate your items and tell you to leave, or just tell you to go put them back in your car if you want to come back inside the theme parks and follow the rules. I know these sound like a lot of rules and everything, but they're set in place because people have done very inappropriate things inside the theme parks. Do not be one of them. The final topic we're going to have is ride entrances and exits that are accessible to those with special needs and other issues with handicaps at the Disneyland Resort and California Adventure. Now, accessible entrances are most likely, unless stated by the resort ride entrances, are usually deemed by a Disability Access Pass or DAS for those with special needs, including those with wheelchairs and or can walk, but you have to use it because you cannot use stairs like me. They will give you a little, either a card or help going up to the DAS disability line, either located at the exit of the ride or attraction or in a different line entirely. The easiest ride for me to get on, I would have to say, probably the one that's not too bad for me, is Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates has a relatively easy way to get on, except the only thing you're going to struggle with is maybe when you have to come sit down. Sitting down is going to be a little challenging to those with special needs because the boats, you have to step in a little lower and sit down. There's no seat belts, so that also might, be a little hard to believe for that kind of ride, but it's perfectly safe. Another easy ride that is good for me is any of the Fantasyland attractions, such as Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, what's going to be called Snow White's Enchanted Wish, or any of those kind of rides, are really easy and accessible to those with special needs. The harder rides are going to include things like the Haunted Mansion, which isn't going to be as big of a problem as you think. I think they do stop the moving floor if people in a wheelchair have to board, but then it does slow down the ride. and unfortunately sometimes it stops. Like me, I can use the moving floor as long as I have somebody's hand or anything near me so I can grab. Otherwise, if I would lose my balance, that may not be a good thing. So if you need a hand, ask the party you're with to help you navigate how to get on the Haunted Mansion safe and sound. So this is going to be the cutoff on this video today because I've now almost gone an hour. So this is the longest video I've ever done. And I'm really sorry, I did not know how much time has gone by. Have a good day, Disneylanders with special needs, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.